What's going on, Bird Game? Philly Carnage here, back. Another rebuild here. This time we're back in the AFC, and we are taking on the Tennessee Titans, who currently, right now, are sitting at an 80 overall, 83 offense, 77 defense. This is the updated rosters with the current 2021 draft class. We're going to be a little year in advance, pretty much Madden 22 for the most part. Uh, but as you see on the screen here, don't forget to hit that sub button with the little bell icon on. That way, every time I post new content, you're one of the first to know. And make sure to hit that like button. We're trying to hit 25 likes on this video, trying to keep the trend going from the Packers rebuild that we just completed not long ago. Now, before things get underway, we understand that there was a huge trade that went down between the Tennessee Titans and the Atlanta Falcons. So with that trade, the Falcons sent Julio Jones, 31 years old, that 94 overall, and it would be a 2023 6th-round pick, but unfortunately we only have a 2022 since we're not yet into that season. So Tennessee gave up their 2022 2nd-round pick, and it would be their 2023 4th rounder. Had to just double check, make sure I had the right thing. So with that, we're going to kind of see how, the teams are looking just from this here. Just the straight up trade, see if it processes. If not, I do have this set up as a offline franchise. That way I can go in and we can manually make that trade. So with that, like I said, the 2nd and a 4th for Julio and a 6th rounder. And with that, the Falcons have no interest in this trade. So, as you saw in real life, granted, it's a whole different draft class, all that good stuff. But, yeah, we'll have to go in here and we'll have to do this manually. So now that we got that switched up, the trade is official. We had to switch over to the Falcons. That way we were the ones giving up the talent. So with that, the Tennessee Titans now officially have Julio Jones. So here we are getting ready for week 1. We're down to 53 on the roster, 81 overall, 85 offense, 77 defense. Taking a look here at the team as we let this stuff get off the screen. We got Ryan Tannehill, almost like the ageless wonder here. Absolutely horrible when he was with Miami, and then coming to Tennessee, something got sparked in him. Maybe he's able just to hand the ball off more to a more reliable running back. But at the age of 32, he's still got there. He's pretty much has a noodle arm. But what is not always accounted for with him is that 85 speed. You got Derrick Henry, the absolute monster in the backfield, has the couple superstar abilities, freight train, armbar, and reach for it. But 26-year-old, 95 overall already, X Factor. He's a monster. And with the new addition of Julio Jones, then you got AJ Brown. They did move on from Corey Davis. I believe he is with the Jets now. Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, which I'm pretty sure Khalif Raymond is gone as well. I just haven't went through and actually checked that. Batson, Taylor Lewan, I can't remember his first name. Roger Saffold, 82 overall, 32 years old, star dev. So he's definitely going to be one of those guys that we need to look at replacing here eventually, along with Ben Jones, who's 31. Nate Davis is younger. He's 23, so I'm good with that. 73 overall. Hopefully, he'll develop there very nicely. And then we got Randaz, 23 years old, rookie out of North Dakota State. He's only a 69 overall, but he's that scheme fit. He'll get that extra little bit of boost of experience points. And also, as I've done before, one of the videos on the channel is the sliders that I use for these rebuilds. So be sure to go check that out. It'll be up there at the top of the right-hand side. And then we got Frisker, who Anthony Frisker came on late last season, especially with Jonnu being injured, majority of it. And now that Jonnu is now a New England Patriot, it's time to let the Harvard star shine. Defensively, we lost Adoree Jackson, but we did bring in Caleb Farley, and I want to move Fulton up there. Actually, let's let Caleb Farley take the starting route. We're gonna get Fulton up there as the number 2, and we'll let old Jackrabbit be our slot. Kevin Byard, not too sure about right end, but then we got Jalen Brown, Rashad Evans, Harold Landry, and I want Krushank up there just for the speed. But now that I think about it, let's go ahead and move Amani Hooker to strong safety. And then we can always go and look at subbing in Krushank as a sub linebacker or so. So, I mean, that right there is just going to change up this defense, add to that secondary. As, defensive line, not the greatest. Again, it's a 3-4. I absolutely hate running 3-4s. But you got Jeffrey Simmons here holding it down at an 85 overall. So as we come into week 1 with this high-power offense, we're going to be taking on the Denver Broncos. And with that, we are going to try to get our first victory of the year. And we lose 35-21. Not off to a great start, as we got Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars here in week 2. And we get a victory. All right, we got some weekly awards to look at as Ryan Tannehill goes off. 351, 4 passing touchdowns, did throw a pick, and he was sacked twice. But it's enough to get that job done and go ahead and take home the victory to get us back up here to 500 early in the season. As we're going to go ahead, we're going to add the scouting, and then we will go ahead, sum up this game against the Vikings. Kind of taking a look to see when we want to hop in here, give these guys a feel. Do we wait until week 16 to take on the Packers, who we just finished up that rebuild? If you haven't yet, be sure to go check that out. It was a good one. We replaced Aaron Rodgers, and it was the Jordan Love show. Or do we go ahead and take on Bud Dupree and the Browns? Or do we just go back to the old King Henry, stiff arm on Earl Thomas in week 11 against the Ravens? So simming up here against the Minnesota Vikings, and we get a close one, 23-21. Get the victory, improve to 2-1 on the year, as we're facing the 2-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. So if we can somehow come away with this and the first quarter of the season 3-1, I'll be happy. As the second quarter will be coming in there, we got 3 games plus the bye week. So that bye week, week 7, sucks that it's a little early, but kind of is what it is. We got to roll with it, and hopefully we can go ahead and knock out some of these contracts. I don't know who we got to resign yet, but it does look like Harold Landry is there on the screen right now. So simming up here against Pittsburgh, trying to get another victory. 3-1 first quarter. We lose. We suffer a 30-24 loss. We got frustrated Julio Jones, which is somebody that we don't want to be frustrated right now, because we're coming in here and it's his first year with the team. He's got Trey White on him this coming up game here in week 5. Need to get at least 5 touches or 100 yards. Hopefully, it's enough. Hopefully it's enough to get us up there to 3-2 on the season. Then we'll have a divisional matchup there against Houston. So we suffered again, 38-35 this time. We did call Julio's number, so he's not going to be all disgruntled. Gets that extra 2,000 experience, which is huge because of his age. And it looks like we got Anthony Frisker has the opportunity for a breakout. I believe he's going for a star dev. So if we can get him that star dev here early on, that'll be fantastic, as we got the 3-2 Houston Texans, and we're trying to get back to 300. We get a 42-14 victory, and we did not get Frisker his dev trait. So far we're 0-1. We got the bye week. Ryan Tannehill wants to figure out what the hell's going on. What's up with the team? Why do we keep losing? Gonna give them a little rest just because I was, smashing that A button to get through it. As we're here in the bye week, and we got some contracts. We got some contracts to look at after we go ahead and hit this upgrade those 10 guys. And Harold Landry is one of them. So kind of just looking at it, a lot of these guys down here on the end, we're gonna be able to let go. Batson would be nice with that speed. We're good on our two-headed running back with Evans and Derrick Henry. Khalif Raymond, another guy which would be absolutely fantastic to re-sign, along with our fullback. I mean, hell, who doesn't like a fullback? So with that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to try, and we will. Some reason the cap is, ridiculously high here. So we're going to take Jayon Brown as well, try to get him locked up. We got him. Ben Jones, let's run him into the ground. Run Ben Jones into the ground as much as we can. We got him. So we'll definitely come back for Harold Landry to keep the consistency with that defense. And, Frisker, he's 25. He's still young. He's 73. We already had one opportunity for a dev trait. So we're going to go ahead and try to, keep doing that. And why not it's a fullback. We're going to offer him the 5-year. That way we can go ahead and just keep the ball rolling. So here we are halfway through the season, week 8. We'll go ahead, we'll sim this game up, and then we'll kind of take a look at the midseason stats, see where we're sitting, see if Julio is doing his thing as we get a 37-34 victory there against the Cincinnati Bengals, which is, if you haven't yet, be sure to check out that rebuild here on the channel. It is right here before the Packers. As we're sitting 4-3, we're top of the division, as Ryan Tannehill is second in the league in passing at 2,200 yards. We're third in the league in total offense, 26th in defense, and Ryan Tannehill is playing absolutely fantastic. 2,200 yards, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Derrick Henry, not too much, just under 6, 4 touchdowns, but averaging all but 6 yards a carry. Receiving wise, Julio Jones is 550, 5 touchdowns. Khalif Raymond coming in there with 4 and 7, and AJ Brown 4 and 3. Even Frisker all but 400 yards and 3 in general defensively. Jaylen Brown's leading the team. TFL wise, we got Jeffrey Simmons. Sack wise, we got Jeffrey Simmons as well. Not too many sacks here, but again, we're running a 3-4. Interception wise, we got Christian Fulton there with the lone pick on the year. So here we are sitting week 9 at 4-3. Still, like I said, above the division with that tiebreaker over Houston, as we got the Chicago Bears, and we get a 24-10 victory. We got the Colts, who are sitting at 5-3 right now, should have Carson Wentz on the roster. So, they got that much more dangerous. I know a lot of guys aren't a fan of Carson, but my opinion, he's still my quarterback. I loved him in Philly, but is what it is. It's time to go ahead and rep the Jalen Hurts. But try to come in here, get the victory, and improve to 6-3 on the year. And we lose 30-22. Not good, as we got the 4-5 Baltimore Ravens. Decided we're not going to play this game, and we're just going to go ahead and let the sim handle it. 42-24, we get the victory, and Tannehill once again, 421 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, sacked twice, but still had a couple carries, as we're trying to go ahead and get back within the divisional race. We're trying to go ahead and beat the Indianapolis Colts, get rid of their half-game lead, and we get it. We get a 35-7 victory. We got a player of the week, Ryan Tannehill, once again, 284 passing touchdowns, 2 sacks once again. But, again, still not much going as far as dev traits. We only had that Anthony Frisker one that we were unable to obtain. We got the Cleveland Browns here, kind of taking a look here at the playoff race. And currently, you got the Chiefs there at the number 1. Jets are 2 with Zach Wilson. Steelers, Browns, Bills, us, and the Patriots. So, hopefully we can win this game here against the Browns, and that should be enough to boost us past them. We do have a new injury. We lost Kevin Byard out for 4 weeks, dislocated elbow. So that's going to be tough covering Juice and OBJ. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. So we were able to knock off the 9-2 Cleveland Browns. So we're currently sitting at 8-4, able to go ahead, upgrade everybody once again, as Christian Fulton is up there to a 75 overall. Getting him in there, having that extra year is panning out. So we got another weekly award once again. Ryan Tannehill, 388, 2 passing touchdowns, sacked 3 times this week, but he decided to take off with his legs a few more times, getting 5 for 27. As we got the Jacksonville Jaguars here, who are 3-9, should be an easy victory, but again, we know how Madden is, and we lose. Like I said, we know how Madden operates. Most likely, the teams that we should absolutely demolish, we end up falling to. As we got the Detroit Lions here, 3-10 on the year, and we suffer again. Once again, we lose 35-28. We have an opportunity for Kevin Byard to come out, dislocated elbow, but we're going to go ahead and keep Brady Breeze in there in the starting lineup. And like I said, we got the Green Bay Packers, who are sitting 8-6. We're currently still 8-6, top of the division, as Indy has just fallen off. So hopefully in this game, we can go ahead and find a way, come out victorious, and then beat Houston for the second time this year, as we try to go ahead and finish out this year at 10-6. So here we are getting ready to take on the Green Bay Packers, who are a 3-point overall advantage. As you see there on the screen, they still have Aaron Rodgers, even though most likely he's not going to be there in real life, as they got Devontae Adams, Jair Alexander, Aaron Rodgers, David Bakhtiari, Kenny Clark, Aaron Jones, Zadarius Smith, and retired Drew Brees as their kicker. Oh man, I did not realize that was actually a thing. So yeah, we got to go in here and we actually got to look at this. Is he really their? I hope he's not their starting kicker. Hopefully, he's just on the team, and yeah, because that's funny. And he actually is their kicker. What the hell is that? Um, yeah, we got to change this. 46 overall. Um, yeah, that's not happening. As we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna change him to. Yeah, we're gonna stat dump him. Stat dump him the whole way. Unfortunately, it sucks for the Packers. Hopefully, they'll pick somebody up, because if not, they're going to be hurting. Because there's no reason that Drew Brees should still be in the league. He retired, and unfortunately, in Madden, you can't just completely retire a player unless you go in there and do it yourself. But I'm going to go through here and continue the stat dump, and then we'll jump right into that game. So here we are in Lambeau receiving the first half kickoff. And like I said, I did dump Drew Brees. So I hope that Green Bay decided to go and sign another kicker, or it's going to be very, very awkward, especially if this would come down to a close game. As we're just going to start right away, Derrick Henry inside zone. So try to get him work that ball quick, and just use that power, as Kenny Clark is there to slow him up, but we're still able to bulldoze forward for an extra 4 yards. We got another inside zone here to call, and they got the safety blitz coming in. So we'll flip the play, because we know there's going to be more blitzers on that left side. So we got the little double team, and Derrick Henry able to go ahead and just shimmy past the defender and pick up the first down. So what's very interesting to me is Jair Alexander is just staying on that left side of the field. He's not even attempting to take on Julio, as we have Anthony Frisker there down to the 10, the 11-yard line on Ryan Tannehill's first pass of the game. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to try to get into the red zone. Derrick Henry's tired. So, I want to let him rest a little bit, as we got Julio We almost had Julio up top, and unfortunately, we got hit. We were under pressure, incomplete, bringing up second and 10. So let's go, halfback power. Halfback power G. I know Derrick Henry is tired, but this will be at least his last play before we sub him out, as we're able to pick up 4 on the play, bringing up 3rd and 5. And hopefully, what's his face is, yeah, there we go. Evans is in, Henry's out, along with Hill. So we're just gonna kind of look here, see if we have anybody. Do we have anybody? Can we hit AJ Brown? Unfortunately, not. We got hit, so we got to take our 3. So here we are, first time on defense. We should have a good understanding about the Green Bay Packers, as we just did finish up their rebuild. As for some reason I dove there on the play, and Aaron Jones able to go ahead and pick up a first down, and able to pick up 13 yards on that play as I dove with Evans as I was trying to get down there to the defensive line. As now we're down here, we're on Jeffrey Simmons, as we're just going to try to go ahead and get in the backfield. We got the bull rush, we got a spin. Come on, nothing. Unfortunately, we were unable to pick any pressure up, but we lose Crawford. So, not what we want. We do not want to start losing people first thing. As they hit us with the bubble screen. Can we get there in time? We're able to get there, but Devin Funchess was able to go ahead and pick up 3 yards on what they considered a rush. As we got to audible out of this, got to get out of that blitz. If not, that would have probably kicked our ass. Gonna drop back here. I think we're on Harold Landry. We got it covered up pretty dang good, as Aaron Rodgers is just gonna have to throw that ball away, and he's at least able to return, so that is always a plus. Harold Landry is down here as our rusher, so that's interesting. As they hit, is that Amani Rodgers? No, Devin Funchess once again. So let's go O-line. Yeah, outside linebacker fire. I don't know why I was trying to go ahead and read OLB fire. But they got the motion coming. That's going to be a run. There we go. There we go. We're able to hold them. Hold them to 2, as it's the end of the first quarter. All right, so moment of truth. 4th and 9. It would be a 51-yard field goal, and they're going to send out the punter. They have no faith in the 12 overall Drew Brees. They're just going to punt this ball right back to us here in the second quarter. Position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt. An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance if they want to. Go, Derrick. Go, Derrick. All right, able to pick up a sizable gain of 13 there on the play, as we were able to get the ball around the outside and find the little bit of a hole that there was, as we're going to go play action, see if it'll work, as maybe, depending on what the safety is, we could have Julio Jones over the top. We might. Let's just throw it. Throw it up for Julio. Throw it up for Julio. And it got batted down. Would have been one hell of a play, but unfortunately, it was not there. We're going to send A.J. Brown on a drag route and send the other tight end there. Just run it. As okay. All right, Frisker, way to be greedy. Anthony Frisker, they're greedy on the play, able to go ahead and grab that ball that was intended for AJ Green. As we got a screen pass here, we hit Derrick Henry on it, and if we can get the block, unfortunately, the dude is not there. Roger Sheffield, unable to go ahead and beat out Derrick Henry for the block that would have sprang us for a hell of a lot more, as we're sitting here 1st and 10 at our own 36-yard line. We're just trying to find something. Julio. All right. Able to finally get Julio the ball. Go, Derrick. Go, Derrick. Go, Derrick. In for the touchdown. Let's go. On the screen pass. Can we get a Lambo leap here as the Tennessee Titans, or are we going to get denied? Nope. And they shoved Derrick Henry back down. So not much out of Caleb Farley, at least in this game. Really want to see him go ahead and get some work in. Want to see what he can do. I know in the Dallas rebuild that we did, we ended up drafting Caleb Farley, and this was before the draft, and he played fantastic, and was a big key contributor to what happened with Dallas, as able to get the tackle, hold him from picking up that first down, as they get the timeout called with what, a minute left, like normal. Yep, 53 seconds, so roughly a minute left. That's one thing that they typically like to do. At least the computer, is they're gonna have somebody open. Hopefully not. Oh, no. Devontae Adams stepped out of bounds. Let's go punt that ball back to us. So here we are, start the second quarter, and they're gonna run the ball. They're gonna run the ball. If Aaron Jones would have stayed to that right, he would have had one hell of a gain, especially if he could have broke the one tackle. I think that would have been on Amani Hooker, but unluckily he ended up cutting and staying to the left, which that just brings us down as we got the bull rush and we get the pick. Jaylen Brown there able to go ahead and jump in front of Devontae Adams as Jeffrey Simmons got injured on the play, but here we are as we get to start with the ball all but into the red zone already, which is fantastic. That way it's not much work for us. We just got to go ahead and we just have to score. As Derrick Henry ends up bouncing off a few guys, and he's averaging 5.2 a carry so far, as there's a pec strain for Jeffrey Simmons. We're going to go ahead and let Tart continue to play, get those reps in. As let's see. I want to send Julio on a streak here. See if we can go ahead and hit him real quick. We can. We got Julio. Julio able to go ahead and shed one defender as we're down here. We are at the 5-yard line. They just brought that safety down. We might be able to have Julio again. Julio, let's go. Let's go. There's another one. Julio. This offense is definitely going to be very, very dangerous once they get going. There you go. Sit down, Rodgers. Sit down, Aaron. Don't get up and act big on me. Aaron Jones is hurt. Aaron Jones got hurt. So that just means we got to deal with A.J. Dillon now. As Aaron Jones gets hurt, Devontae Adams just had his first catch of the game. I tried to challenge it, but unfortunately, Madden decided not to let me go ahead and it come out in our favor, as I was pretty sure he was out of bounds. But so far A.J. Dillon comes in and he makes a catch the first play that he's in there. As Aaron Jones has not really been able to do too much for us, well, for them, but just enough that we'll go ahead and smack him around. We got him injured. We got Jeffrey Simmons back. We're unable to get any pressure as Devontae Adams goes and gets his second catch, this time for a gain of 7, as they're facing a 2nd and 3. Let's go ahead. Let's send it. Let's send the blitz. Try to get that engage 8. Press down on Devontae, and let's just play that inside a little bit. See if it'll work. As we don't. And what the hell was that? How did Tanyan just get wide open like that? Should have been a dude. Never mind. I forgot. Engage 8. You know, we're down here. We're in the red zone. Let's try something. Let's try some Khalif Raymond on the jet sweep. See if we can go ahead and get the edge and try to take it to the house. As we're able to get around, Khalif Raymond not able to get, you know, that speed burst when we need to, as he gets tackled. As we only picked up 4 there, but there's a chance that we could have Khalif Raymond here on the slant route, depending on the linebacker, and we almost did. But they're gonna leave this left side wide open, so we're just gonna roll in with Ryan Tannehill, get some signature move in there, see what the hell he's about. Let's just clap our hands. There we go. We got that easy touchdown. Try to get the stop here as we got the spin move. We got the spin, able to get the club, but we were unable to get back there and stop them from scoring as we got another chance to watch the great man, Drew Retired Breeze, try to kick an extra point. Oop. Ooh. Can we? No, we can't. Damn. So there we go. Now we know whenever that happens that we just got to go for a field goal return.
Exactly. And the Titans are going to recover the football. Derrick Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up.
Really, Derrick? Really? Hopefully that gets reviewed under 2 minutes, so it has to come from the booth. Derrick Henry's laying on the ground, and they call a fumble. Let's see. Booth review. I mean, the game's over. The game is over, but we want to look at the stat line though. Like we don't want that extra fumble. Look, we're down, forearm hit, ball clearly comes out after that forearm is down. So we retain possession, 2nd and 5. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out this ball game. Something that we can just kind of just cheese it in there, kind of get a pad the stats. Try to do a little bit of something, see if we can go ahead and get another wide open to the left, as they're going to send a blitz. And we should have Julio. There we go. Julio on his 2nd touchdown of the day. Let's go ahead. Let's dance on him, Julio. Give him a little salsa. Let's go. With that victory over Green Bay, that puts us still at the number 4 seed. The Jets have fell back to the number 3, and the Browns jumped up to 2. So, but other than that, everything looks the same in the playoff picture, as we got the rest or start. No matter what, we have secured the division as Kevin Byard returns this week, as we're just going to go ahead and sim it up against the Houston Texans, and we get a 42-28 victory. As you know, we're sitting here, we're 10-6. 10-6, taking on another 10-6, the Denver Broncos, who we lost to the first round of, the first game of the season this year. As you know, we're going to have to try to figure a way, as Rashaan Evans comes away 5 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery in that last week victory over the Houston Texans. As we did have another, we had another injury. Ryan Tannehill is done. Unless we make the Super Bowl, Ryan Tannehill is done for the year. That leaves, I have no idea who our backup is. No idea. We have Deshaun Kaiser. So, we only have one other quarterback on the roster. That means we got to go in here to free agency, and we have to find somebody just to play backup. And with that, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to sign RG3 64 overall. That way, we're at least covered if for some reason Kaiser decides to get hurt, as we got to cut one player, unfortunately. And we're just going to send, down to the practice squad, as we got some game day strategy to look over. What are their strengths? Their rush defense might be the best. Any typical, well-rounded, not a single position, and you guys banged up, but nobody, that is really worth mentioning. As we're gonna go in here, we're tied there at the overall standings as we got Von Miller and Jerry Jeudy as their only guys with abilities. So hopefully, now that we're late in the season, we finally got on a roll. Hopefully, we can come away with a victory.
Today, from Nissan Stadium,
As I mean, we got a first third down and we come away with 7. We got that ball back. We're down here, another third down, kick the field goal, go up 10-0 as Denver travels down the field to pick up 7. As we're just down there, we punted the ball, and it looks like Denver takes a 14-10 lead just above the 2-minute warning. Trying to go ahead and come away with something, Tennessee. We got a minute to do so. We're in the red zone, and we at least get a field goal. Cut it down to a 1-point game. 14-13. We're in the red zone once again. We get a 21-14 lead here in the third quarter. We need to stop. They tied the ball game up third quarter, and we don't even kick the field goal. This is not looking good. 28-21 Denver as we get a field goal there late in the fourth quarter. 28-24, and we got the ball back. Can we do something with it? Fourth down, we turned it over. It looks like Denver's just going to kill this clock. We got the ball back here. We have no timeouts. 12 seconds left, and Denver goes ahead and beats us for the second time this season. And unfortunately, this time was in the playoffs as Derrick Henry went 17-90, Julio 8 for 141, and AJ Brown 3 for 54, as Deshaun Kaiser went 368 and 1 touchdown. So I mean, there's definitely some room to grow. Sucks that we ended up going and losing Ryan Tannehill right there before the playoffs, but kind of is what it is. We'll go ahead, we'll sim up here, get up to the Pro Bowl, see if we had anybody make the Pro Bowl, check out the season-ending stats, all that good stuff. So as we're here in Pro Bowl week, we'll go ahead, we'll take a look as we're in the AFC. Ryan Tannehill comes away, quarterback 3, Derrick Henry, running back 1. Receivers, Julio Jones comes in there at 5, Frisker at tight end 1. Doesn't look like anybody from the offensive line. Conklin, former Tennessee Titan. But other than that, nothing too outstanding for the team as the injury killed us. But I mean, we at least had Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry and Julio Jones go ahead and make their way to the Pro Bowl as we're here in Super Bowl 55, would technically be 56, the Chiefs against the Dallas Cowboys. As like I said, we finished up 10-6. We won the division statistically. We were the first offense in the NFL and the 30th overall defense. Ryan Tannehill played absolutely phenomenal. 4,600 yards, 41 touchdown passes, 10 interceptions rushing. Derrick Henry 13-8 receiving wise. Julio 11-11. Anthony Frisker 10-8. Khalif Raymond 1,011. Even AJ Brown coming in there almost 1,000. They finished at 955 and 5. Defensively, Jayon Brown 114 with Rashaan Evans coming in there at 101. TFLs, we had Jeffrey Simmons coming in at 11. Harold Landry and Danako Atri coming both in with 10. Sack-wise, we had Rashaan Evans leading the way at 5.5. Jeffrey Simmons, 4.5. Interception-wise, Jayon Brown led the way with 3. Rashaan Evans at 2. Really want to see our corners get up there in that mix as well. As what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead, we'll take a look at the season-ending awards. As we have Lamar Jackson as your MVP, Ryan Tannehill, your runner-up. Even Matt Ryan, without Julio Jones, makes his way in there at number 10. AFC, Ryan Tannehill was your offensive player of the year, so that's a little confusing. How do you have Tannehill make offensive player of the year over Lamar Jackson, but Lamar goes ahead and beats him whenever it comes to the MVP? Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. And I'm kind of curious, do we have anybody else make it? No. Offensive rookie goes to Zach Wilson. Defensive rookie goes to Kenneth Murray Jr., who would technically be a second year players. So it would really be Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and then Christian Fulton coming in there at number 4, technically 2. Best quarterback goes to Baker Mayfield. Nick Chubb is your running back. Receiver goes to Jamison Crowder. O-line, Joel Bonito. Okay, I didn't see Julio here at first. I saw Khalif Raymond, so I was a little confused. D-line goes to Myles Garrett. Linebacker Von Miller. DB Tyrann Mathieu, and kicker goes to Daniel Carlson. So on the plus note, we had nobody retire this season. We have the season recap as Dallas beats the Chiefs 28-23 to go ahead and get their 6th Super Bowl as Keanu Neal, former Falcon, new member of the Dallas Cowboys, goes ahead and gets Super Bowl MVP. As you see on the right side there of the screen, Defensive Player of the Year goes to Cole Holcomb. Aaron Rodgers gets Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know how, but yeah. Justin Fields Rookie of the Year, and Jermaine Davis. So definitely have some room to grow on. We re-signed Khalif Raymond because he was able to go ahead and pull out a star dev. So with that being said, we kind of look at the team. We're an 82 overall, 84 offense, 80 defense. And just kind of taking a look, we got Ryan Tannehill up to a superstar from last season. Would have been real nice to see Frisker go up, but unfortunately not. Raymond, like I said, he went up to a star dev. Defensively, nothing. Nothing has changed defensively. So, yeah, we're gonna have to work there. We gotta look to see what we have free agency wise. We got all but 31 million. Kind of take a look here, real quick to see if there's anybody that we can add. And there's a few guys here that I'm seeing as I'm just kind of scrolling down here that would be nice to add to the team, but that's going to be next video. So as you see on the screen, there are my socials, the Instagram, the Twitch, the Facebook. All the links are down below in the description. And like I said before, don't forget to hit that sub button with the little bell icon on. That way, every time I post new content, you're one of the first to know. And we are trying to hit that 25 like goal here on the video. So make sure you smash that like button and drop a comment. Let me know if you guys are really enjoying these rebuilds. Let me know the next team. I need a team in the NFC after I finish up the Tennessee Titans here rebuild here, which I'm kind of leaning towards either Chicago or Minnesota. So make sure to let me know. But other than that, till next time, Philly's out.